Hello guys, and welcome to this video where I'm going to be sharing with you the 2 steps to finally meet and attract the right woman to settle down and have a family with. So by the end of this video, you will know how to consistently meet and connect with the kinds of women you want so you can settle down and start a family. Now, this system works for any man, okay? It works for anyone. It works if you've just broken up with a girl, you're just coming out of a relationship, or if you've never even been on a date before. And I guarantee that you will have never heard dating talking about like this before. And here's me on my wedding day with my beautiful wife and the pastor who also baptized me. But before I share this system, which will help you find the woman that you want to settle down with, let me just briefly introduce myself. I'm Jack Peach, I'm married with 2 sons, and I run the Dynastic Dating program, which solely works with men who want the same as what I've achieved. So before we do go any further, I just want to clarify something. Look, what I'm about to share with you, this system, is not about pickup artistry, okay? This is not aimed at getting you laid, and if that's what you're looking for, honestly, I'll just save you some time and tell you to close this video now, because this is a system that is designed with one goal in mind, just one goal. It's to help you meet someone to share your life with. Have that person you can share those special moments with, you can build a life with, you can build a family with. It's not for guys who just want to get laid at all. And I don't even want to help you if that is you. So, before we kind of share this system, how do I know and how can you know that this system even works? Well, over the past 4 years, I've helped over 153 men at the time of recording this video meet great women, find relationships, and even get married and have kids. And here's 2 of these guys here. One of my former clients, Andrew, getting engaged, and one of my other former clients having his son, which he had with the woman that he met while we were together. And I just want to show some of these other testimonials of people that I've worked with, just to kind of show you, this is not just BS. This is Andrew, who you just saw, his face there. Some guys happy to put their names to it, others aren't. But these are just a selection of some of the people that I've worked with, and you're going to see some of these images as we go through this video. Now, I will link this document under this and in the description box of this video. So if you guys want to go through this at your own time and kind of read through the guys that I've helped, I've worked with, please feel free. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But I just wanted to share that with you so that you know this is a proven system. Okay, and it's so effective because it's based in reality, which is something that a lot of dating coaches quite frankly ignore. Because truthfully, finding a relationship with the right woman, factors on one thing, and that's luck. Now, I'm sure you're sitting at home thinking, oh man, like luck, that doesn't sound very good. That doesn't sound like something that's very systematic. But this shouldn't get you worried, because luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And I'm going to share with you how this system can prepare you to succeed with women, and how you can consistently create more opportunities with women so that you can finally attract the woman to have a family with. And you can see my beautiful image here of this is the woman, your future wife. Hopefully she's better looking than I drew her here. Art is not one of my strong points. And we can see that if we are prepared and have preparation, we have opportunities, then it's only a matter of time. The only other variable we have to worry about is time. And on a long enough time frame, if you follow this system, you will find relationships. That's why I can put so many pictures of people getting engaged, so many images of things like that. Now, why is this important? Well, right now, you're getting unlucky. Your dates are, maybe they're inconsistent. You're not getting them often, or it's a mixed bag of whether they go well or not. You're getting dates with the wrong kinds of women, not the kinds of women you really want to settle down with and have a family with. Your dates can feel platonic rather than romantic, and you can have great connections with women in a friendly sense, maybe at work and things like that. But as soon as it comes to bringing that sexual chemistry and that connection, you fall flat. Maybe you feel unsure about what to do with women, how to act, what it is that they're looking for. You probably feel some kind of pressure because you're getting old, some internal pressure that like, okay, I want to get this solved now. I don't want to wait until I'm 40 to try and meet the right woman. Maybe you feel frustrated at not knowing what modern women want, because modern women especially want different things to the past, which is why we have to adapt how we behave. You probably worry about coming across creepy, or maybe it's awkward around women. You worry about how you're going to meet the right woman. You don't even know how that's going to happen. And you worry about how to fit in dating around your professional life, because it takes some time. And you don't want to compromise on the life that you've built for yourself. But you feel all of this. You feel all of this because you just don't have a proven, reliable plan. And I'm about to share this plan, which will give you the tools to meet and connect with women. And it's about giving you the tool set, okay? Like I say, when it comes to preparation and opportunities times time, I can only prepare you and give you the system to create these opportunities. This is giving you the tools to succeed. And then it is a game of patience at that point. But it's patience. It's not just waiting and hoping, okay? It's patience because you've actually got a plan that's going to deliver this. This plan will also save you time by preventing bad dates or worse matches. We're going to select for the right kinds of women. It will build you a personalized strategy to consistently meet the kinds of women you're looking for. And this strategy, this plan will fit around your schedule, so you don't waste hours of time searching for women. It can move your focus from career progression to finding a relationship without compromising your professional goals, okay? This plan will help you be able to communicate sexual interest in a way which is authentic to you and not just me telling you what to do. I'm going to explain this to you in a bit. And it will help you to stop relying on impersonal dating apps to meet women. And it will give you the confidence around women because you finally know what to do and you finally know what they're looking for. And you finally feel like, okay, like I'm confident in knowing what it is expected of me. And I feel confident that I'm going to find them. So how does this plan allow you to create your own luck? And this is one of my former clients' daughters, who has a great head of hair, by the way. Both of my sons were born completely bald, which probably says something about my future compared to his. But anyway, so the first thing that we have to really think about when it comes to creating our own luck, and remember, luck is where preparation meets opportunity, is emotional alchemy. This is how we prepare. And I want you to take a moment to look at another of my beautiful images. I know it's it's not the best image. Here's you with your beautiful biceps. Here's her with her beautiful hips and her lovely luscious hair. You're bold, I'm afraid. And basically this is the idea that connection happens almost separate from us, where it's the way that we interact, it's the stimulus we give and the stimulus she gives, and it creates this connection that happens between us. Okay. And ultimately, what's happening inside of us connects with what's going on inside of her. Because the truth is, we have the ability to change women's thoughts and feelings through emotional alchemy, whereby when we change what's going on inside of us, we actually change the stimulus she's being presented with. And that transforms how she responds. And right now, you're giving women the wrong stimulus, which can be maybe your style, it can be coming across insecure, wrong forms of eye contact, bad flirting technique, playing things too safe, using the wrong physical touch. It can be just feeling uncomfortable around women and therefore not showing your best self. But by changing this stimulus, you will change her response. Because the thing is, we cannot change women. Often guys will get a bit frustrated and feel like, women today, and it's like, well, yeah, maybe women today are different from the past, but we can't change that. Only by changing ourselves and our emotional state can we transform her emotional state. And when you can do this, you get messages like this from one of my former clients. I don't think my date yesterday could have gone better. Now, I just want to kind of put a little pin in this and note, this is not the same as following a pickup artist flowchart. Using emotional alchemy means understanding the first principles of communication. And because this takes a first principles approach, you will communicate in an authentic and aligned way, which allows you to present your most attractive self. It's not about making you into someone you're not. Okay, it's about allowing you to tap into your most attractive self and communicate that to women in a way that connects with them. This also means you're going to connect with the right kinds of women as well. And again, here's another of my clients with the beautiful ring he bought his now fiance. They're not married yet. And I want to share a quick story about a guy called Aiden, which is not his real name. But Aiden came to me because he knew he had potential in the dating market, but he wasn't living up to it. And at 28 years old, he kind of felt pressured that this was the time to get it right so that he could have time to build a meaningful relationship, which would lead to a family. And the last thing he wanted to do was kind of rush it in his mid-30s because he was approaching 40 and end up kind of settling and just going for the wrong kind of woman. Aiden was successful. He had his own business, and he also didn't want to just go into this kind of alpha Chad warrior BS that spawns the internet today. Why? Because he knew taking that approach wouldn't lead him to a deep and meaningful relationship. In fact, he noted with working me that my concern before working with Jack was that I would be forced to approach 1,000 girls and just kind of make it a daily routine. But by the end of the program, he'd been on 3 dates, he'd got 5 to 6 numbers, and he'd now found a girl that he started a relationship with. Because emotional alchemy is aimed at building a genuine and unique attraction style. And that meant he didn't have to go on 20 dates with 20 women just to find the right one for him. He just went on 3 dates and found her. Because he could connect with the ones who are right for him. And we also, take a targeted approach. It means we're looking for the right kinds of women. And in his words, this is more than a dating course. This is human interaction 101, and it extends to more than just attracting women. You'll attract the right people in your life, you'll attract business opportunities, and you will attract the life you want. Jack teaches you how to break down the walls of vulnerability, and with that comes an openness to the ether. And that's what emotional alchemy allows you to do. And you can, these are all his words taken from this testimonial. You can pause it and read it if you like. So emotional alchemy is how we prepare for opportunities. How do we create more? Well, we use the Trident. So the Trident is your consistent date creator. Its main purpose is basically to create a strategy which gets you meeting women in the short term, which is, how can we meet a woman tomorrow? Or how can we meet women tomorrow? In the medium term, so how can we still be meeting women in 1 month? And then the long term is how can we continue to meet new women in 6 months' time? This means you never have to worry about where the next date is coming from because you have a system for making dates, for creating dates. And all you need to do is switch off your brain and act on the system. So what does that mean? Well, it means on a long enough time frame, as long as you're using emotional alchemy to capitalize on these opportunities, you will find the right woman for you. And this is one of my clients who wrote to me, I think about 8 months after we worked together, letting me know that he's been in a relationship 2 months, set of values like mine, and someone that makes me so comfortable being who I am, making myself even better. This is how this client met his fiance. So how did I discover this method? And this is a really important thing. And I also want to share a little bit of my story just because I'm really looking for people who have aligned values with me. And if you don't like what I talk about, you don't like my story, we're probably not going to, be a good working team. So when I was in my 20s, I was quite popular. I was pretty well liked, and I was doing my master's degree. So for people who don't know, I'm a trained social researcher, and I'm a named author. I'm academic papers. But despite all this, I kind of knew that I wanted a family, and I knew that it was being a father which would kind of grant my life deeper meaning. I knew I wanted to be to my children what my dad was to me, and I wanted to kind of replicate that cycle. And whilst I'd stumble into an occasional date, the women I were meeting were not the kinds of women that I wanted to raise a family with. And this is me with my friends at that time, some of the guys I grew up with. And I was working in a bar at this time, on part-time, while I was doing my master's. And many of the locals there were 40-year-old bachelors. They were overweight, they were bold, and quite frankly, they were miserable. And it was a life that I didn't want. And I kind of saw that my future would lead to that if I didn't change something. So once I'd graduated from my master's, I decided that a change of environment was what I needed. To meet new women, I'd go somewhere new. And I took my savings and I went traveling on my own to Southeast Asia for 6 months. And whilst I was out there, I met a lot of women. I traveled with a beautiful red-headed Australian girl in India for a month. I spent 2 weeks with a buxom-chested German in Borneo, and from Malaysia into Malaysian Borneo. I met a blonde stunner from Finland when I was in the Philippines and spent 3 or 4 days with her. And this is me. Someone took a photo of me. Well, I can't remember who did this actually while I was in Thailand. And despite meeting these different kinds of women, again, none of these girls were really ones I wanted to raise a family with. They were all pretty beautiful actually, but they weren't really family women. And one evening, as I sat on my bunk bed in a hostel in Kuching, Borneo, I stumbled across the work of a guy called Nick Sparks. And he talked about communication in a way that I hadn't ever heard before. That there were these emotional underpinnings to every conversation, and how having the wrong internal emotions meant you would connect with the wrong women. And in that moment, it was like, boom, this light switch went off. It was like, oh, I get it. And I started applying what he taught. But everything that he wrote was through the lens of sex, actually. And at that point, I didn't want sex. I wanted something deeper, something more meaningful, a woman I could spend my life with. And yeah, of course, sex is part of that. And, I have a good active sex life now, and that's a great part of my marriage. But sleeping around was more what he was aimed at, and that didn't appeal to me anymore. I'd done it, and it kind of left me feeling soulless. So I began practicing what he taught. I went on dates, I met women, and I adjusted what he had taught based on my own experience and based on what I wanted. And in 2 months, I'd been on 12 dates, and I'd built my own unique communication style, which is what has morphed into Emotional Alchemy. And then one day, after I'd been on these 12 dates in a hostel lobby in Kuala Lumpur, I photobombed 2 beautiful girls. And as they swung around to face me, the smile of one captured my heart. And basically, to cut a long story short, it's been 8 years now, and we're married with 2 children. And here's my lovely wife with my second son. And for people who don't know, our first son was actually born disabled. He had cerebral palsy amongst a couple of other issues, and he passed away at 19 months old. So while I have 2 sons, there's only one still here on earth with me. And I tell you this story about me and my wife because I never believed I'd meet the woman that I'd ended up marrying at a hostel in Kuala Lumpur. But that's what happens when you create your own luck. Okay? People always say you never know when the right one's going to come into your life. But you're only going to get that opportunity if you're creating them and then capitalizing on them. And now I have a beautiful family which grants my life rich meaning. And it's become my mission to help other men achieve what I have, like Dan Koh, who is someone who worked with me. He has a combined over 2 million followers on Instagram and Twitter. You can see here. Here's his Instagram, 400,000. His Instagram, he's got, I think, like 1 point something million on Instagram now. You can't see it, but it's actually 1.6 million followers. You can check this on your own. The cutoff is above where it is. And you can also see him here talking about the time that he worked with me on my YouTube channel if you want to watch that. We won't go through that now. So who does this system work for? Well, in the past 18 months, my clients have had, an 87% success rate. I've helped men improve their confidence, came away with 2 numbers this weekend. It was surprisingly easy. Snagged a second number from a grocery clerk this evening. Don't have words how much you've helped me. This is cool. Over the course of a year, I've gone from being a loner to a married man, building a community of men I can bond with. I've helped men get consistent dates. This 3rd date with Redacted last night and 10 across with women since we started. Got 2 dates planned for next week. Went on 2 dates with this girl. It's going well. Lots of other good interactions. And of course, these are all there to help you find relationships which lead to marriage and kids. Things are going great. Never thought I'd find a relationship this easy and exciting. Things are going well. I'm planning on proposing. This is the name of his son is on the scene. His wife did amazing. Thanks for your help, Jack. Me and this lady are now official in a relationship. We're officially in a relationship. I've met a fantastic girl, and instead of fumbling, I've started a relationship with her. Got engaged in Iceland in October. She said yes to his proposal. I've been in a relationship for the past 9 months. I'm married. And here's a couple of faces of the guys I work with, because not everyone's comfortable with me sharing their face. Some people are, so which is why there's a lot of anonymous testimonials. So if you do want to peruse all these success stories, I'll link the document that I shared earlier in the description box in this video. But this method is designed to help you create your own luck, so you can find someone to settle down with and start a family. Again, I'll reiterate again, this is not cheap pickup. It's not for guys who want to get laid. If that's what you want, there are countless other dating coaches who can help you with that. And quite frankly, I don't want to help you. It's not satisfying to me. Doesn't align with my goals and my morals. But if you do want to stop worrying about where the next date is coming from, if you want to stop trying to figure out what you're doing wrong with women, if you want to stop wondering if you're ever going to solve that missing piece from your life, there are no other dating systems which help men find lasting relationships as regularly as mine. Following this will make finding a relationship a matter of when, not if. And I call you back to this image again. With the right preparation, with the right system create opportunities, the only factor left is time and patience to find this woman. So what's the next step? Well, if you're watching this, you've probably already booked a call to speak with me. But if you haven't, the next step is to click the link in the description box on this video and book a free strategy session with me. We'll chat about you, your dating situation, and how we can find you someone to settle down and start a family with. You'll be speaking to me personally, and quite frankly, I really look forward to every one of these calls. But really, they're a bit of a means to an end for me, because what I really look forward to is when you finally meet that great girl, when you finally become official with her, when you finally propose to her, when you get married. These are the moments which make my job so special and make it so worthwhile. And after we do talk for this first time, well, we'll be having these kind of conversations too, and I'll help you find what I've got myself. So I look forward to speaking to you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.